Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American brews and tunes. Shibbity-beeby-dow!
Anyways, this is American Brews and Tunes.
Yay!
My name is Stephen Johnston.
And my name is Jesse Titus.
This is episode 116.
116.
Yeah,
We've finally done it.
It's quite a milestone, that number in particular.
Yeah. A lot of personal significance.
Yes. But that's for us to know and for you to maybe find out.
You to never find out.
Or never find out, yeah. Anyways, this is a freeform episode, which means we just kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yep.
So we could talk about political things or coronavirus things like masks.
Yeah. Not sure where all of you are at, but here in Tennessee, in Nashville, they lifted the mask mandate.
They sure
did. And places seem to be opening up.
Yes, places are wide open.
Is it actually 100% capacity now?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I think, they lifted the mask mandate and opened it up 100%. So places are, I think, booming. I don't know.
Yeah, true. I would be curious because, like, the playoffs for hockey are happening.
Yep. And
I feel like the last time I watched, like, part of the Predators game, there were quite a few people in there.
Yeah, I read online about the capacity. I don't think it's full, but I think it's somewhere between like 70 and 80% capacity. So they had a lot of people in there. But I think in June they'll have it back to 100%.
Oh.
Well, I think, but it doesn't matter anymore because they lost.
They did, yes.
Bye-bye.
Big game for the Wild tonight. Game 7.
Yeah. Game 7s are always a big game.
Yeah, they were down 3-1, and they have won the past 2 games. Tied up.
Winning 3 is going to be tough, but they could do it if you believe.
Yep, as long as you believe.
What time's the game again?
I think it's at 8.
Oh, okay.
Or 9. Well, it's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because 8 p.m. tonight, so... Okay. I'm going to have to stay up late and watch it.
Yeah, I think I might watch it too because Game 7s, you know.
Yeah.
They're always...
For sure. I mean...
Big games.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, the Wild have literally played the last 2 games like they have everything to lose or nothing to lose.
Because they did have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But the Penguins are officially out.
Oh, they are.
They went down with the ship.
Down with the ship.
All goaltending.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Jari is their goaltender. I don't know too much about him.
Neither do I.
He had one really good game, and the rest he was a bum.
Really?
And consistently, like there was one game where the Penguins had like I'm making this number, but it was like 48 shots on goal, and the Islanders had like 22. Like they had well over double.
Wow.
And they've outshot them significantly. Yeah. Islanders' goaltending was phenomenal. Penguins' goaltending
was poo-poo.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Caca.
It was a flurry of poo.
Well...
All right. R.I.P. Flower.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys do not have Marc-Andre anymore.
Yeah, but both of us would be happy if the Penguins still had Marc-Andre.
Yes, I would be very happy.
But that's neither here nor there, I guess, for a different podcast. We're not sports people.
I mean...
On the podcast, at least.
Yeah, not on the podcast.
Yeah. Before we get into our main topic for the episode, we have our other just as important topic, beer.
If not more important.
I mean, it does come up before the tunes in the name, so maybe it's got top billing.
True.
Now, this is a beer that neither of us have tried before, which is every beer on the podcast.
Which is what happens on the podcast, yeah.
But what I was meaning to say was, I don't think we've tried this brewery as far as I can remember on the podcast.
I don't think so either. And honestly, I'm not sure that I've had anything from them before.
I think you've tried collab brews from them because they've done stuff with Bearded Iris, I think on 2 separate occasions.
Okay.
But the beer itself is called Sea'ing Blind, and the C is
Yep.
spelled SEA. And the main brewery is Weldwerks Brewing Co. And they did a collaboration with Vitamin Sea Brewing, and C is
Yes.
spelled SEA.
SEA as well. Yep.
Yeah, so that's most likely, I'm assuming, why the beer is called Sea'ing Blind.
Yeah, I've heard of Weldworks before, but I have not heard of Vitamin Sea Brewing. So
Weldwerks, the one I had from them with Bearded Iris, I believe was a moon pie inspired stout. And they also did a collaboration with Southern Grist, which I believe you tried. It was the Insert Juicy Bits.
Oh, you mean Weldworks did?
Yeah, because their flagship New England IPA is the Juicy Bits.
Right.
Which is pretty tasty. I've had it before. Very nice.
Yeah, I have. I do remember trying that one. I'm really interested by this beer. First of all, because the can looks really cool.
Yeah,
like it has like some weird like gradient on it between like light yellow and dark yellow and black. It looks cool.
If I was just looking at this, let's just say at an ice cream shop.
Okay.
Humor me for a second.
Okay.
Good humor,
Okay.
if you will.
Okay.
I would say, ooh, there's a salted caramel vanilla sundae. Just based on the colors. You got the chocolate syrup, like the caramely goodness, and the vanilla color all in there.
All right. I buy that.
But if you read the can, it says Double India Pale Ale.
Yeah, it's not a sundae.
Nope. It's brewed with.
The thing that I'm interested about is I don't know if I've tried some of these hops that they used in here.
I'm not sure if I've even heard of them.
I've heard of Sultana, or Sultana, however you say it, but I've never heard of Trident or Talus hops.
Yeah, neither have I. I'm curious to see what those taste like, because every hop can typically bring a different profile to the beer.
It definitely does, yeah.
And I mean, also the hops can vary differently depending on whether they dry hopped it or aromatic hopped it, or when they put it in the boil, or all kind of different things to change how your beer tastes. So
yeah.
Who knows? I'm really curious though. But shall we give it a crack and a try?
We shall. Let's give it a crack and a try.
Coming from a tallboy can.
Yes.
I did actually have something from Vitamin Sea Brewing. Whenever Southern Grist had their 5th anniversary, I picked up like a mixed 6-pack of out of distribution brewery beers.
Okay.
And one of them was a Vitamin C beer.
Okay. How was it?
It was an IPA. Trying to rack my brain for what the beer was called. I liked it. I mean, it takes a lot for me not to like an IPA.
It's got to taste like significantly bad for you to be like, this is bad.
Yeah. And I mean, no disrespect to IPAs, it's one of my favorite styles of beer.
Yeah.
Apparently it's like really an easier type to make. Like apparently lagers are more difficult because they're more nuanced and you're going for something specific.
Yeah, definitely.
But I did find the one I had on Untapped. It was called Triple Winter. It was a 10.2 triple IPA.
Oh.
It had Galaxy and Topaz hops, which is I've never heard of it. I gave it a 4.5.
Okay,
which
nice.
It's rare for me to give even higher than 4.
Yeah.
If I say 4, that means I would seek it out. My very limited experience with Vitamin C brewing is I've got high expectations.
Nice.
And same with Weldwerks.
Nice. I have no expectations.
Fair enough.
But after pouring it, it is very hazy. It's thick. It looks like it's thick.
And it didn't say it was going to be a double hazy IPA. It just said India Pale Ale.
Yeah.
It smells juicy. It smells good. It's got like a not a super like dark, like a lighter, like a dark straw color, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which is lighter for some double IPAs.
Yeah, normally they have more of like an orange hue or like a brown hue to them.
Yeah.
But this one almost has like a hue like it's a lager, I guess.
Maybe a dark lager.
Yeah. A hazy lager.
I shouldn't say that because there are dark lagers which are like the color of a stout.
Yeah, that's true.
Hazy lager. Let's say that. That's a good idea.
But hey, what do you say we give this a cheers and a try?
I say, let's do it.
Okay.
As we always say on American Brews and Tunes,
Shibbity-boo-doo!
down the collaborative brew hatch. That's an interesting
Wow. Yeah.
kind of experience because it wasn't. I was expecting more of like a juiciness up front.
Yeah. It's not really juicy up front at all.
No.
You kind of go on a trip with this.
Yeah.
Your palate does.
I was completely unexpected based on how the beer smelled because it smelled juicy. It doesn't really smell like a punch in the face hops, but it was more bitter than I anticipated in a good way.
Yeah, I think it's bitter in a good way as well. So there are like certain like waves that happen with this beer. Like at first it hits you with like a kind of a dank, like more malty hop, like more like grainy, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's like a slight little bit of sweetness and like citrus.
And almost a creaminess in that second wave, I think.
Yeah. And then they kind of like meld together in a way to leave a really nice aftertaste in your mouth.
The aftertaste it's a lingering nice hop bitterness.
Yeah.
Which I would expect from like a traditional IPA.
Yes.
It's a good beer.
I'm a fan. I think it's really tasty.
I mean, it's a good anytime beer, but this one makes me want to have a burger now. And not to give away what day it is, but we are recording this on National Burger Day.
Oh!
I learned that on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Thanks, Twitter.
Thanks, Twitter.
Not everything on Twitter is people yelling at each other.
There are those couple of things where they just say, "Hey, guess what? It's National Burger Day."
Yeah, I feel like everyone celebrates that, and then the politics come back.
Yeah, is it every day a National Something Day?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, if there's not, you can just make it your own, I guess. I don't know how nationally recognized it would be, but sure. This beer is really good. I'm happy with it.
Same.
But like we always do on our episodes, if we experience the beer a little differently as it warms up, which often can happen, we'll let you know. Otherwise, shall we delve into the topic at hand?
Yes. Let us.
So, coronavirus
shut
everything down nationally and globally.
Yeah, it was a real bummer.
Bummer is one way to put it. Literally, for a long time, it was just, restaurants and hospitals open?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, well, even for a little bit of a time, restaurants weren't open. But like so many people were just not working, you know?
Yeah.
Just a kind of a crazy thing, and especially the entertainment industry, which is something everybody enjoys, but you know.
Yes. I never really experienced that because I was still working.
Yeah, same.
But for people who their like offices closed or they started working from home, it was a huge change.
Yeah, big change.
A really crazy, weird change, I'm sure.
Yeah, strange for me because I was already working from home a couple days a week. So it was like a kind of a easy transition for me to go ahead and work from home full time.
Oh, right.
Ever since the tornado, actually.
Yeah, I mean those were pretty close.
Tornado was beginning of March
in the timeline of 2020. Yeah,
yeah, it's been a whirlwind, for lack of a better word. Crazy times. But the entertainment industry, like all music and everything's been shut down.
Yes, yeah,
no concerts.
That is one area that got leveled, just completely destroyed.
Completely, yeah.
And like there have been various artists who have done like shows to like raise money for the industry. Like I know Frank Turner has done some has done some charity like streams.
Like he was doing one weekly, I think, where he would play full albums back, like front to back, and each time he would donate all the money. He would put up his his Venmo or his PayPal account and donate it to like a local venue or maybe like part of his crew or just something in the music industry where they were hurting. Post Malone did that live stream with Travis Barker too.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's pretty cool.
Did you listen ever?
No, I never did.
Oh, it was pretty cool.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, he did all Nirvana cuts. So it was just a Nirvana cover band. Deep cuts too, like the hits, but a lot of deep cuts.
Really nice.
Yeah, so you'd have to be a Nirvana fan to know some of the stuff he played.
Huh.
But really cool. Post Malone's just a pretty cool artist. Maybe we should listen.
Yeah, he seems pretty legit.
Yeah, I think you'd like some of his stuff. Maybe I'll recommend an album.
Maybe I have not listened to any of his music.
He's
So
pretty versatile, pretty good, I think.
yeah, so I would have to delve pretty hard into that. But I mean, hey, I'd be down to listen to him.
I mean,
Why
that's
not?
one thing that the podcast has taught us, at least, that you can listen to things that maybe aren't in your wheelhouse, and you either like them or at the very least you could
Yes.
come to respect them. It's happened to me plenty of times on here.
Yeah.
I've come
Yeah,
to
definitely.
I've come to really like some of the groups that you've had me listen to, and then some maybe I only just respect, like Animal Collective.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Per se.
Well, yeah, they are a very eccentric band.
Yeah, not the most accessible by any
Yeah,
stretch.
definitely not accessible at all
there's-
to the average listener.
Yeah,
but-
I'd say so. But more so than going to concerts, I think something that we miss is playing concerts.
Yes. One like 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really miss it.
Yes, definitely.
The last show we played was January, February?
Last year, right?
Yeah, of last year, 2020. I think it was end of January or early February. So it's been almost a year and a half since we've been able to play on stage together with our group.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, like completely stopping doing something that you thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not only have we not played a concert, but we haven't even gotten together with Sam and Matt and rehearsed at one of our houses.
Yeah.
Just for fun,
Yeah. COVID sent. Sam moved back to Chicago because he was able to work from home as well.
Yes, yeah, he was. And Matt's been live streaming a lot.
Yes, Matt did. I guess for those who don't know, Sam in our band that we have, Sam is the drummer and Matt is the bassist. But Matt also does his own solo stuff, and he is a super talented dude.
Better guitar player than me and Jesse combined.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah,
but
no joke.
He still slaps the bass pretty hard though.
Really hard.
But anyway, yeah, back to the.
I've got a list of concerts that I think
okay, sweet, yeah,
are going to happen. So I'll just go ahead and go over those. So the first one is one we like, Switchfoot.
Yes, they are one of those bands that always lays it all out live and just does well every time.
And I don't know if it's a co-headlining tour or if they're opening for them, but they're playing with a group that I don't know too much about, but it's Need to Breathe.
Need to Breathe, yep.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with them. In fact, I don't even know a single song.
Yeah, they're. I do know a few songs by them.
Uh-huh.
They're a solid band.
I've heard.
They're not bad at all.
Yeah.
They're part of the. They're in the Christian music scene.
Makes sense.
But
I guess.
They're kind of like Switchfoot in that. They're kind of like Switchfoot in that they don't really like
Not
overtly
too preachy.
Like have like religious tones in all of their songs.
Like a band that just happens to be Christian, not necessarily a Christian band.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're a little bit. They're not as. What am I trying to say? Like Switchfoot is more that.
yeah,
Need to
more
Breathe
that
is.
way on the spectrum. Okay.
If there was a spectrum,
Yeah.
if there was a spectrum, Switchfoot would be further away from where Need to Breathe is.
Okay, that makes
in
sense.
that spectrum. But at the end of the day, they are a band.
Very true. And there's one band that you need to see coming up. Motion City Soundtrack.
Oh.
Yep, because you still haven't gotten to see them, and they are playing the 17th anniversary of Commit This to Memory. 17 years is a strange one to celebrate.
Yes, I need to get tickets for that.
Yes, because they've been through a couple times, but that's definitely going to be a good one to see. So we'll go to see that. Another one that I'm very interested in is Machine Gun Kelly. I'm not sure if you'd go, but
I mean, I would go.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I really liked his pop punk album that he just put out, and so it might be fun, you know?
I hardly know any of his stuff. The only reason I know about him is because Travis Barker.
Yeah,
worked with him.
Because Travis has been doing that, and Travis has been working with like a bunch of up and coming artists. Not that Machine Gun Kelly is an up and coming artist. I think he's been a rapper for a while, but like Travis is working with this one guy named Kenny Hoopla.
Kenny Hoopla.
Yeah, a goofy name, but he's this guy who. I don't know about his other music, but he's doing these pop punk things, and it's worth checking out.
Okay.
I'll send you some of his songs to listen to. Another one I'm really hopeful is Lagwagon.
Yes, I really hope they do.
Yeah, because there
are a few of like the classic like punk bands that I haven't seen yet. They are one of them, and No Effects.
Yes.
So
and speaking of No
Yeah.
Effects, they're coming to Riot Fest this year. And unfortunately, it's sold out for Jesse, but my crazy wife was able to get tickets. So the two of us are going, and Jesse might look for some other tickets because them and Rancid are actually going to be there.
Oh, yeah, Rancid. I also have not seen Rancid yet.
Yeah, I know you were supposed to see last year Rancid and Dropkick Murphys when they were supposed to have that show. We know why that got canceled.
Yeah, we all know.
Yep.
And we're not happy about it.
Nope. But for other groups, is there any concerts you are thinking about?
I haven't looked into it specifically, but I think before COVID happened, wasn't Band-Aid Brigade coming to Nashville?
Yes, they were supposed to.
Or am I making that up in my head?
No, you're not making that up. They were planning on coming to Nashville. I had emailed them actually. And I said, come to Nashville, and they said they were planning on it. But they never ever did. But Pears, I'm hoping, will come.
Yes, I sincerely hope they do. That'd be amazing.
Pears is great. And they never got to tour the new album.
Yes, that's so true. That came out in April.
Yeah, like
last year, right?
Literally right after everything happened.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely want to hear them play that live.
Same. I mean, like the last time we saw them was like super awesome, even though they were just the opener for Comeback Kid or whoever.
Yes, it was a short set, but it was an awesome set.
Yeah, super great show.
And then we said, you're the reason we came here, because you guys are awesome.
Yeah, we got to talk to them, and I went up to Zach Quinn. I said, I love your 1 week records with Joey Cape. And he's like, thanks, man.
Oh man. Anyway, I don't think there's like a specific concert that I'm excited for. I mean, the ones you mentioned are obviously I'm looking forward to those. I'm just more in general looking forward to having the ability to go to shows.
Yeah, like
no matter, it doesn't even matter what it is. Well, it does matter what it is.
Yeah, just being able to go to like live music and be there kind of like as a community with other people and just having an enjoyed shared experience.
It will be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
the
great.
First mosh pit back will be amazing.
Yeah, the first mosh pit will be crazy.
Oh, do you think they're going to happen? Do you think those will happen?
Eventually.
Or like will people be too nervous?
I think people are definitely going to be nervous at first. Like maybe people will like be a little bit more spread out than normal, but it'll return to normal. People will get used to the things. But another thing on a kind of related but unrelated note, I'm looking forward to going back to the movie theaters again.
Yeah. I actually just thought about that today. I was like, wow, I haven't been to a movie in a long time.
Yeah. The last movie I saw in the theaters was Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, really?
Yes. And that was last January because it was right around the time that Mac Miller released Circles. I only remember that because I had Circles on in my CD player, and they had the song "Everybody's Gotta Lose."
Yeah,
I think it's called "Everybody."
I know the song you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, and it must be a cover, I guess.
Something like that.
Because we went in and saw Jojo Rabbit, and that song is in the movie.
And then it Was it Mac Miller's version or was it the cover?
The original version.
I mean, the original version, yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool hearing both in one day.
Everybody's gotta live, and everybody's gotta die.
Everybody just try to have a good time. I think you know the reason why. Such a good song.
Yeah, seriously.
Such a good song and such a good movie. But I have a list of upcoming movies that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the first one, which I might not see, is A Quiet Place 2, which is, I think, out right now. So too late for that, I guess. A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. That's the one with Emily Blunt, right? Emily Blunt and John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski.
Isn't it
directed.
A horror movie that's like really...
Yes,
there's like not a lot of dialogue, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of dialogue because there's like aliens or some kind of creatures that invade the Earth, and they can't see anything, but they can hear, and that's how they get around and attack things. It's just all from noises. So it's great for a theater because
just like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, T-Rexes can only hunt by sound, so perfect for a movie theater.
Yeah, you need that ambiance.
Yeah, the lack of sound.
You need that pitch black.
Yeah, pitch black and loud noises or quiet noises. But like being in a theater also with other people, like whether they scream or laugh, it's just like having that experience with other people.
Yeah, so kind of similar to concerts.
Yeah,
like there is like a different feel that you get from actually going to a movie theater.
Oh, 100%.
Rather than just watching a movie,
like
on your TV or computer or whatever.
A shared experience. Like even at like comedy shows, like I wouldn't laugh like nearly as much at some of the jokes, like if it was on home viewing, but at a comedy show with other people laughing, I tend to laugh out loud. You know,
very true.
Yeah, so it's a very different experience. On a home viewing versus actually being at a comedy show, or like a home movie versus going to a movie theater. So it's, just a way different experience.
There was one comedy show that we went to that I remember just like finding so funny. And I think it was just the opener, but that makes me think of that though. Cause like if I were to hear his jokes, like not at a comedy show, I probably wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. I would just be like, haha.
Yeah, you laugh to yourself, but hearing it in person, you laugh out loud, like because of all the other people and just
exactly
the live experience. It's just something that I've really kind of dearly missed, and I'm looking forward to movies and comedy events and stuff. Another movie I'm looking forward to is The Conjuring 3.
Ooh, baby, nice. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming out.
Yeah, I think it might not count for theaters because it's I think coming to HBO Max.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the first two.
Yeah, me too. As far as horror movies go, was like a super good movie. James Wan, I think.
Oh yeah, what else has he done?
He might have done Saw, or it's some of the other good movies, but I don't know. He just did a really good job with the first two Conjuring movies.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Same.
Really like.
But Suicide Squad,
a different version, the reboot.
Not a reboot. It's kind of like its own thing.
Oh, nice.
New.
So it's gonna be a resurrection.
I guess
because that movie died.
Yeah, the original one was not the best.
Okay, good. Well, anything would be better than the previous one, in my opinion.
Yeah, so they're starting kind of from scratch, and the only character they're bringing is Harley Quinn, played by
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. But for the other characters, it's not even like they recast the characters. They're just doing new characters played by different people.
Nice. Wasn't Will Smith in the first one?
Yes, he was. He played.
What's his character's name? Deadshot or something like that.
Yeah, high hopes for that one, but
yeah, man, that movie such a letdown.
Yeah, but can't change it now.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see Venom? The Tom Hardy one?
No. No.
It was.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty good, but they got a second one coming out.
Oh.
So a sequel, and the bad guy's going to be Carnage.
Ooh, nice.
And it's Carnage is going to be played by Woody Harrelson.
Really?
Yeah, so that's
interesting.
That's something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. For those of you who don't know, Carnage was a serial killer who was combined with the alien symbiote. Ooh.
Creepy.
Very creepy. So, did you hear about the new Ghostbusters?
No. What are all these movies? I have not been paying attention to movies at all.
Well, it's like it's not a reboot. It's directed by Ivan Reitman, who did the first two movies, and he said,
okay.
Remember that female-fronted Ghostbusters movie? Well, that movie was terrible. He didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
So the female-fronted movie just isn't connected.
Oh, okay. He's saying it's not connected to that.
Yeah, so it's like the third movie.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
As a sequel to the second movie, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. But Paul Rudd's going to be in it, and it looks like it takes place in Indiana or like a plane somewhere.
Dude, what if they made? Okay, so I think there's a lot of potential. Right? Like I haven't watched Ghostbusters in a while, but I always forget. Like whenever I do watch it, I always forget that there's like some demon monster that appears.
They puffed
at the end, and so it could potentially be like a really cool like horror movie.
Oh, for sure.
If they are
Ghostbusters,
if they're in like the country somewhere,
all out there.
That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, and like in the female-fronted movie, they had some cameos of original cast members, but Bill Murray didn't do it. But he's going to be in this one, so he gets a Bill Murray stamp of approval.
That says a lot.
Yeah. But there's one movie in particular I'm really looking forward to. If you had to guess, what would you say?
If I had to guess, it would be Frozen 3.
Not quite, but just think real hard about lots of responsibility and great power. Yeep.
Obviously. Okay, yeah, I totally forgot
Spider-Man
about that.
3.
Also,
No Way Home. That's what it's going to be called because it's the first movie where everyone knows his identity.
Oh, the first movie ever, right?
Yeah, so I think that's going to really change things. So literally, No Way Home. Well, at least No Way Home from that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I really think they've done a good job with the Tom Holland movies. And in this one, they're supposed to have some like cameos from the other movies. Like I think so. Like multiverse type stuff. Like Jamie Foxx is playing Electro, and Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's kind of be different but awesome.
Wow. Okay, so do you think that they... do you think that they like because who directed Into the Spider-Verse?
I don't really know the
that
name.
that was a legit Marvel movie, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, they probably like introduced that concept with Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. And
now they're gonna take it a step further, maybe.
Yeah. That'd be good. Cool. Whatever they do, but some other things that I'm really looking forward to that are kind of unrelated. I'm looking forward to brewery tours, distillery tours. Going to beer fests because they're the bomb.
Yes.
Just all those things.
Yeah. I am very much looking forward to all of those things happening again.
Yeah, but it will be weird seeing people without masks because it's just
yeah. I think I think that's going to be like the biggest difference.
Yeah, it's going to mess with us for a while.
Probably one of the more difficult things to get used to is maybe just like being around people again.
For being not isolated, but for having that maybe a literal wall or a
wall on your face in the form of a mask.
For the past almost year and a half, it kind of messed some people up. It changed how I view the world for the time being, at least. Yeah,
it was really unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree.
The way it all went down, but it's getting better.
We're getting there.
Yep, we're getting there. Just a side note, I have no idea if Frozen 3 is actually a movie.
If I had to guess, I'd say
it's Frozen 3.
It's got to happen. Like the first two movies did spectacular on the box office. I think they won Oscars and Grammys all around.
Yeah.
Grammys for the songs, at least.
There will be another one for sure.
Love is an open door.
Door. Oh gosh, Frozen.
Yeah. Froze my mind.
Did you like those movies?
They were fine. I didn't dislike them.
I don't think I ever saw the second one.
The second one was okay. The first one was the first one was good. The second one was okay.
Yeah, I liked the first one. I thought Olaf was funny.
Yeah, I also really like Josh Gad. I think he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forwards to next week, we have an actual album to review.
Yep.
I'd say this is a beast of an album because it is. It is Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
Yes.
A seminal album for anyone to listen to if you are interested in music, and that is a paraphrase from Sir Paul McCartney.
Oh, wow.
Bam! How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, I've got a lot more Paul McCartney quotes to go over in the next episode.
Do you?
Yeah, believe it or not, one of the greatest musicians of all time has a lot to say about this record, and so do I.
Wow. Yeah, I'll have to listen to it heavily.
Yeah,
over the next week.
As you listen, all I have to say is think about how simple the songs seem, and then really listen to like the chord progressions and the arrangements.
Okay.
And they're not simple at all. I think that's something I'll touch upon next week, but it's a good way to approach listening. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know quite a few songs off of it. Like, Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Yeah, there are definitely like world-renowned singles that were released off of that one that are some of the biggest Beach Boys songs for sure.
Yeah, and God Only Knows and Sloop John B. And
yep.
So I do know like a lot of the songs off of the album. I just haven't like sat down and intentionally like listened to the whole thing, like with the thought process of I should try to analyze this a little bit. Yep. So
you've got a week to do so.
Well, I'll get started as soon as we end this episode.
All right. I'll text you an hour after the episode and see what you think.
Okay.
Or not. Or not. Any thoughts on the beer?
So honestly, it's kind of stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah, I just took another sip. I think I think you're right. I think it's riding steady. I don't think the hop bitterness at first quite punches me the first way, like the same way that the first sip did. But maybe that's because I'm used to it by now. Like my palate is adjusted. Yeah,
as we've talked about as well on the podcast, eventually your palate gets used to whatever you're drinking, and that either is a good thing or a bad
palate
thing.
Wrecker.
Yes.
Yeah, which can be, like you said, good thing or bad thing.
Yeah, so either you're going to pick up more notes because you're used to like the intense bitterness, or you'll just not pay attention to it anymore.
Yeah. So it's all personal choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's say that we finish this beer and sign off.
Sounds like a plan.
As we always say on American Brews and Tunes. Down the hatch now. I was slow on thinking of something there.
Yeah, I could hear you were trying to process, trying to think.
Yeah. Anyways, my name is Stephen Johnston.
And my name is Jesse Titus.
And this is American Brews and Tunes.
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity